Welcome back to Traveling Bible, and today we're going to do the introduction to Genesis chapter 44. What is this chapter about? Okay, so in the previous chapter, this is part of the longer story, understandably, of the brothers coming and going and coming and going to Egypt to come and buy food. Remember the first time they came, then Joseph locked all of them up, and then in the end let them go and Simeon stay. And then they had to bring back their brother. They did not want to do that. In the previous chapter we saw, in the end, Jacob relenting, sending Benjamin. And then in the 2 chapters ago, in the previous chapter, and then in the end he did come there. Joseph saw them. They had a meal together, and this is where chapter 43 ended. And in chapter 44. Okay, so now they're going to go back, because that is the idea. Now they're all together, all 11 of them, and it seemingly all worked out very well for all of them, because Simeon is back, nothing happened to Benjamin. They had a great meal, and early in the morning the guy let them go. He didn't lock them up, he fed them, he gave them food, they had it all. It seemed that this trip was a massive success. At least I guess that's what they thought when they left. But lo and behold, Joseph had a different plan. He had his servant put the money back, and he had his servant put the cup back in Benjamin's bag, or put the cup, not back, but put the cup in Benjamin's bag. And the question is, was this all part of an evil plan of Joseph to get back at his brothers, and then ultimately, they stole from me, and because they stole from me, the second in command in this country, therefore they deserve to be executed? Was that his plan? In the teaching we'll get back to that question. So they left these things in their bags without them knowing. They were on their way, and lo and behold, here comes the servant chasing. Joseph sent him to chase after them, to find and to tell them, and said, "Oh, why did you do this? We fed you, we gave you everything, and you stole from the master. How even could you think of something that evil?" And the brothers were like, "No way, we didn't do anything like this, right? We didn't." They were so sure that they were innocent. They might have thought, because the previous time already something like this kind of happens, and so maybe, but anyhow, they felt that they were innocent. So yes, please search for our stuff, and the one where you find it, well, that one will become a slave, and or actually be executed, and so, but then it is the same, that kind of a repetition of the story with Laban and Rachel when she took the household gods. Okay, and in a certain sense, this cup kind of was like this, and in the same way it started there with the oldest. And in this story, it starts with looking at the oldest through his, and then down, and they found it in Benjamin's bag. And here, oh no, how? What now? And they had then actually the choice, because they said, we'll all be your slaves. And the servant said, no, only the one whose bag we found it. The rest of you can go. So they had a choice of either staying now or going home and let Benjamin go back as a slave, like they did to Joseph, or go all back to fend for for Benjamin. In the end, they decided to do the right thing. They went back with Benjamin, because they knew if they go back home, their father will die, and it's the wrong thing to do, and that Benjamin is innocent. So they all went back, and then Joseph as well, he asked them, "So did you expect me not to know that you did this? I am this wise man here, I am a master of divination." And Judah, not Reuben again, Judah spoke up for them, and he said, "God, not you with your divination, God has found us out." We'll get back to that point as well in the teaching. So Jacob, well, you all can go, Benjamin needs to stay. And then Judah went to Joseph and asked him, "Can I speak with you?" And he started telling the story of the 11 brothers and how one is dead now. This time he mentioned he's dead, not just he's gone, he's dead. And if they and how because of that the father did not want to let Benjamin go, and if they go back without Benjamin, and he as Judah promised that then he will be guilty and the father will die, he will go down and die in sorrow. So ending up by saying, keep me as your slave, but let him go. Right? Years before, Judah sold Joseph. He came up with a plan of selling Joseph out, making money out of it. And now at last, he really changed. He is willing to become a slave, but just let my brother go back home to my father. This is where the chapter then ends. It seems again on a sad note. It ends again. It seems like, what next? How next? The people really learning this, they knew the answer. We know the answer, but Judah then, he did not know the answer. So it shows just how much he changed. From willing and making money out of selling Joseph as a slave, now willing to be a slave instead of Benjamin.